Hello, I'm Kelly and welcome to my Flosstube channel, Animal Instinct. It's Saturday the 2nd of February 2025 and I'm back with my first cross-stitching update for the new year. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're well and I hope you're enjoying your stitching. Thank you so much to all of my existing subscribers and welcome if you're new. I've had a few new subscribers join the channel since I last filmed my whip parade in December, and also a few more since the Great Australian Cross Stitch Shindig last weekend. So if you're new, hello, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy what I have to share. I try and do monthly cross stitch updates. Today is going to be a little bit different because I haven't done an update in a couple of months and I've had an amazing holiday in there too, so it could potentially be a long one. You can probably see how long it is. I don't know yet. But I have a nice big pile of stitchy stuff to share next to me. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. All right, so there's not really a real structure to this video other than roughly in the order that things were stitched. I'll intersperse a little bit of stuff about my trip, but I won't sort of bore you with like holiday details. But there's plenty of stitchy related stuff that happened on the trip, so I will include that just as we go along. So yes, I flew out to England back in mid-December, and I finally met the lovely Jo from Blueshy Stitches. We've been friends for a long time, but we've never met in person. That was quite interesting, explaining that to people that don't really get like online communities, I guess. My boss was one of them, my hairdresser. Multiple people in my life thought I might be going over to England to be scammed. So, I mean, I had no doubt in my mind that Jo wasn't real. And I can confirm she's real, normal, not a scammer, not a catfisher, just a wonderful human being. Had a brilliant time with her, so I stayed with her for about 3 weeks and we kind of did a mix of touristy stuff and family stuff. I was there for Christmas and New Year, and plenty of stitching as well. So I'll pop some photos in kind of as we go. We had a really fun time at Bath. We had a day trip to London. I'll get more on that a little bit later. And yeah, it was just an absolutely brilliant holiday. I loved it so much. Thank you so much, Jo, for being such an amazing host. So first, a lot of stitching to share is a whip, and I started this one last year. I don't think I've got any like stitchy numbers or anything like that. I've just got what I've worked on. So this is the NeedleLot Designs stitch along that's currently underway. It's called The Secret Grove. And I am aware that I have enabled some people who have then enabled others with this one, so share the love. She's a really, really interesting designer. I love her patterns and I'm definitely keeping an eye on what else she has coming out. So when I showed it last time, I'd done part 1, I think. And so I stitched this a little bit while I was away, and then I've come home and carried on stitching as well. So that's where it's up to. It's on 32 count Lugana and I dyed it with indigo Rit dye. I've had to put the light on so it's just washed out a little bit, but that's right. So I have stitched part 2 was, I can't really remember, the owl, and I think these bits and the lantern and the potion bottle, yes. And then part 3 was kind of the tree from here down. And I've just started part 4, the apple, and there's a chipmunk in here. And yeah, part 5's come out as well. The shading is just amazing. Like, that's a lot of brown, but it's so worth it. It's just really, really effective and it's looking really nice on this fabric. So I will not keep up with it, but I am enjoying working on it when I can. Next one is Daryl Dixon. This is artwork by J Parks, charted and kitted by Gecko Rouge, based on the character Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead, and he has his own spin-off series as well. Joe and I had started this piece at the same time, maybe about 18 months ago, and it was really fun because I took mine with me and we actually worked on it like in the same room, amazing, watching the latest season of Daryl Dixon, which was just really fun. So I should have a before picture, I think. I haven't really thought that far ahead. And like I said, I don't have numbers, but I can show you roughly where I worked. That's where it is now. So I was going to leave his face till the end, but it was just easy. I just decided to carry on. So I've just been filling in the stitches, like picking the highest colour and working it down in his ear and face. So there was quite a lot of confetti, but I think I got a fair amount done. And yeah, it's just fun to watch the actual Daryl Dixon while stitching on the cat Daryl Dixon. Okay, what's next? About quite early on in my trip, we had a fantastic day out with Emma from Emma X Stitching. Hi Emma. Emma kindly was our chauffeur for the day. We got a train up to Crewe and Emma drove there, met us with coffee. I mean, she was amazing, and snacks. And we drove into Wales and we went to 2 Stitchy shops. The first one was the Nimble Thimble, and then the second one was Create Nostalgia. And firstly, just driving through Wales was really lovely. It was kind of a grim, rainy day, but that was fine. Beautiful scenery, lots of sheep. I really did quite enjoy seeing all the sheep. And yeah, the settings, both shops were just in the most amazing settings. Emma did a great job driving. We had big plans for this day. We were going to like shop at the Nimble Thimble. She had a room there where we could stitch, so we were going to sit and stitch together. Then we were going to go off and get lunch, then make our way to Create Nostalgia, get back to Crewe in time to have dinner before we had to part ways and we get the train home. But I think we started off late, our train was late arriving, and then that kind of put us behind, and then we spent ages shopping at the Nimble Thimble, and then we were really late to Create Nostalgia. By the time we left there, it was dark, and we pretty much had to run for the train, so no lunch or dinner. So thanks Emma for thinking ahead and packing snacks. We did lots of shopping. It was a lot of fun. I think I've got a picture of the 3 of us. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm quite sick in that photo. I was quite unwell. I picked up a cold on the plane and that turned into something else, and yeah, I was feeling fairly average. So yeah, that was a shame, but that's all right. What else to say about these shops? These shops were incredible. They were absolutely rammed with stitchy goodness, including lots of models on the wall. So that's dangerous because you see them all stitched up and you just want to stitch everything. If you'd like to see a bit more about our escapades that day, Emma did a great like montage of photos and videos on one of her Flossmas videos. I'll link it in the description box below if you'd like to see more. But it was a brilliant day. I had so much fun and it went way too quickly, and I'd love to do it again sometime. One of the things, I didn't bring my haul. No, I've got enough to go through today. We all bought a few items at each shop. But I do have a couple of things. So I found this Mill Hill kit at Nimble Thimble, and it's a sheep, and it's a Christmas sheep. I was there for Christmas. I really enjoyed seeing the sheep in Wales. It was perfect. I started this like maybe the day after we went to that shop, and it was just really nice to stitch on, and I finished it. So here is my first finish to share with you. It's Mill Hill's Sweet Sheep. And he's even got a little bell. I haven't put anything on the back yet. I think it came with a magnet, but I think I'll turn it into a little hanging ornament. But very cute, really enjoyable. When I was feeling a bit unwell, it was nice and easy because it's like 14 count. It was nice and easy to stitch onto. And something that made it even easier to stitch on was that when we went to Create Nostalgia, so the second shop, Mary there had the wooden magnetic frames that people are showing on, I've seen on Flosstube lately, and that held the perforated paper really nicely. While I was stitching, I've cut it out now so you can't see, but that just made everything a whole lot easier, and you didn't like snag your threads on the edge of the paper. And yeah, so she recommended this size for the smaller ones, and really funnily enough, I had wanted one of these anyway because I have a few Mill Hills I'd like to start, and been looking online. They weren't so easy to source here, but I found a source in England, and I made use of Jo's address. Thanks, Jo. She had a few parcels come her way. And I'd actually ordered like a larger one. I may have it in the pile, I can't remember, from Create Nostalgia, which had been sent to Jo's place, not really realising I'd actually be going there myself. So yes, that was very helpful, and I'm very happy with my little finish. Sweet Sheep. Little photo in now. I mentioned I was quite unwell, and I actually did need to go and see a doctor, and it was kind of a bit of a saga getting an appointment. It was right before Christmas. It was interesting navigating the NHS, but it was great. Like once I got an appointment, which was at like, I think it was at 10 o'clock at night in a little local hospital, it was great. It was easy. We turned up at the hospital late, straight in to see the doctor, no waiting. She gave me some medication and off we went. So that was, as much as I would have preferred not to have done that, it was very helpful for me. And on the way out, we spotted a diamond painting framed on the wall, and it had been gifted to the hospital. I think it was to sort of thank them for their efforts during the pandemic. So we just thought that was quite nice. And as you can see, I'm quite rugged up. It was pretty cold, and that wasn't helping my cough. So yeah, got through that. Yeah, and then we had Christmas with Jo's family, which was absolutely lovely. I was spoiled rotten, and I just had a brilliant time. It didn't snow. I wasn't expecting snow, but it was my first sort of cold Christmas. Next up is a piece that I started when I was over there, and this is a piece Emma had already started stitching, and Jo and I had planned to actually start it when we had our stitching time on our day together, which didn't happen. So we started it a couple of days later, and Jo kindly kitted it up for me with the threads. I already had some fabric, and I worked on this so at her place and then on the plane on the way home, and then a bit more at home, and I've actually finished it. So this is Jurassic Perk by Silver Creek Samplers. It's on a piece of 40 count linen from number 12 Stitch Co, and it's called Mossy Pot. Stitched with DMC. Emma's already, not only has she finished it, she's framed it as well, of course. It's great, you should go and have a look at her channel. Maybe the latest video might show that. But she shows sort of her progress during Flossmas as well. She changed this blue to like a darker blue. I think we might have ended up using the same one because she did it on a blue fabric, and I just kind of like that tone of blue a bit more than the one that was charted, but otherwise it's as charted. And there's another one in the series called T-Rex, T-E-A Rex, and I think, so that's It's only tiny. I think T-Rex will fit on the other side of the fabric. I don't think it's much taller, but it's quite a bit wider than that one. So that'll be a start at some point. But yeah, I think that's really cute, and it was a nice one to stitch on the plane. Next is Book of Shadows. So if you watched me last year, I was diligently working on my Book of Shadows by Living on a Rainbow. It's the 3D book, so you do all the stitching, and then there's great instructions on how to create a 3D final version. And I did get all the stitching done. Jo also stitched on this project, and she had all the stitching done, and we intended to fully finish them together. We did, so spoiler alert, it's not finished, but it's really, really close. There's only a handful of steps to go. We just, we took time when we could. We did quite a lot when I was there, so we just took time when we could to sort of follow through the steps. And let me show you where it's up to. We also filmed little clips as we did it, so I'm hoping to put them together, not really a tutorial, but just to sort of show you, I guess, how we did it, maybe a finish with us. I'm not really sure what you call it. Because there's a lot of steps. It might look a bit daunting or overwhelming, but actually when you take it slowly, one step at a time, it's very achievable. So when it's fully finished, I might try and put that together. I know a lot of people are stitching various versions of the books, so we thought maybe that might be useful to some. So here is my Book of Shadows. Front cover, the spine, and the back cover. Now the bit that's not finished is they're not attached. But let me just show you what we've done. So the most amount of stitching in this piece is this bit, which is full coverage. We've lined it, and there's cardboard in here to keep it nice and sort of taut, or sort of give it a bit of sturdiness. There's a slip of cardboard in here, and then on the back cover too. And you can see like the stitching there, it's not perfect, but that will all be covered up. It's on the inside anyway. Yeah, it's all come together really nicely. You don't need any special equipment to finish this. Bit of iron-on interfacing, and there's a glue stick suggested in the instructions, and I did get one of those, and that was very helpful as well. And now the pages. So there's 4 pages, like double-sided, so 8 altogether. And they were all stitched individually, and then there's excellent instructions on how to join them all up. So this is the first one, Frankenstein's monster. And then we've got the werewolf and the invisible man, the mummy, vampire, the witch, the ghost, and the zombie. So you kind of paired them up. Honestly, it's all a bit of a blur. I can't quite remember what we did, but you paired them up, and I think we joined the pages almost like you would do a biscorning. Oops. Hang on, focus. I don't even know if you can see, because the thread I used is basically the same color as the fabric, which is the point. So you then had 4 pages, and then we've been working on like securing them all together. So they're kind of like all joined down here. And again, you can see that is not very neat. We'll explain more, hopefully, on the little video we put together. I think all I have to do is a blanket stitch sort of around the whole lot now. I've done blanket stitch on each of the 4 pairs of pages, and now I think you just combine it, like blanket stitch around the whole lot, just to have it nice and flat. And then I think it's a matter of gluing it in to here. So it'll go in there and see like that. I think it will kind of clamp it in like that. And that will be it. And then I have the little embellishment pack with like book corners. Is that what they're called? There's a skull cabochon and there's a chain and a padlock that goes around as well. So it's so close. I'm hoping next time, my next update, it should be fully finished. Yeah, so watch this space, but really, really happy with this. It's so cute. I'd probably like to do another one because yeah, that was great fun. It was time consuming, don't get me wrong. It took us quite a lot of time to get to that point. But you just do little bits at a time and it's fine. Okay. Next one is a new start and there's a little bit of a story to go with it. So, Bella Filipina Blackwater Sirens stitch along. I haven't done a Bella Filipina pattern before, so of course I choose like the most enormous one to start with. I love mermaids though, so you know, couldn't not do it. I wasn't sure which fabric to use, and I saw that Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics in the UK was dyeing some specifically for this project, and because I was coming over to England, I don't think she posts to Australia. But yeah, I contacted her and ordered fabric for it to be sent to Jo's house. And then I thought, well, if I'm buying one piece, I should probably, you know, try some more. So I did get a few other pieces. I'll quickly show you those. They're all 32 count. They don't have names. The first two are even weaves and got this lovely purple. It's a bit grey, but it's more sort of mauve. This is like a bluey greeny purple. This is also even weave. Oh, I'll just try and open it up properly. Oh, it's not showing so well. It's a little bit, it's fairly like subtle, but not quite as subtle as the camera's showing, but it's really lovely. So I have to work out what to stitch on these pieces. And then I got one more piece of its 32 count linen. And this is a really nice one too. This is kind of like reds and oranges and a bit of like browny green. It's a little bit out there. I'm wondering if, so the new Lola Crow stitch along has been teased at. I'm wondering if one of these pieces might be suitable for that project, because I will definitely be stitching that. So watch this space. So that's the other pieces that aren't the Bella Filipina stuff. Just before I show you the project that I have started, this was the frame that I'd ordered from Mary at Create Nostalgia that got sent to Jo, and then we went and met Mary in person. So I got a bigger one. Just to give you an indication, 2 different sizes. And then one other purchase I made, that got sent to Jo's. I saw that Crafty Emily was doing some really interesting needle minders, possibly for October and Halloween. I can't really remember. But I do love bats. I've done a fair bit of work with bats, and yeah, I just thought this was fantastic. So I had to snap this one up. So it's a needle minder from Crafty Emily. And oh, I love it. Love the colour, love the bat. It's just fantastic. Thank you, Emily. And then she also included a cute little ghost as well. Look how cute that is. That's also a needle minder. She's very talented, very creative. Whoops, dropping things. Don't want to lose magnets. Done. Okay, so the fabric for the Bella Filipina project mystery stitch along black, what's it called? Black water sirens. It's huge. What am I going to put behind it? What have I got? Maybe this. So I put it on the scroll frame because I wanted to do beads as I went. That's how big it is. It's a little bit, I've loosened off the tension so you can see it's been folded up. But it's really beautiful linen. And then this is my start. I'm not sure how well it's showing up. It's very hard to show on camera, but I finished all of the cross stitching and I've started the beading on, just having to remind myself, yeah, on like this side. It looks amazing in like person, but it's very hard to show in the camera. It's really sparkly and I don't reckon you're probably seeing it as beautifully as it is. But yeah, that's been a fun one. I think, so that's part one. I'm not even finished part one. And there's, I think parts 2, 3, 4 and 5 are all out now. So it definitely won't be keeping up with it, but I hope to just, you know, carry on with it as I can. Okay, another start. So I did start that while I was away. I had the fabric, I was like, yes, I need to start it. Next one is one that Joe and I started together and it's in my new little Stitchy pouch souvenir. So this is the fourth piece in Kristi's Corner's Medieval Marginalia series. Is that right? The nuns, the trumpet and the cat. Yeah, this is number 4. This is called Lady with a Secret. I'll have a photo up. Joe and I have both stitched the other 3 and we just think, yeah, they're fun and quirky and very cool. I'm stitching number 4, Lady with a Secret, on a piece of linen from Whoopsie Daisy Designs. It's 40 count and it's called Old Gold. So it's really lovely. It's stitched with DMC and I've actually got it in this because I've been taking it as a bit of a travel piece out and about. I haven't done much. Which way does it go? There's a thread still attached. It's all a bit crumpled. That is my start. So started with like probably the hardest colour because it sort of hides in with the fabric, but there'll be colour all around that, so that will stand out once it's stitched. So yeah, that's my start on Lady with a Secret. Another start I had while I was away was a piece that was gifted to me. This is called Fluffy Cats and it's by Our Forest Embroidery. Very nice. Look at this one. Well, look at them all really. And I was kindly also gifted the threads. I can't remember if I've shown this before. Anyway, these are the threads. So really pretty. And I had my own fabric. I knew that was going to be a start while I was away. Joe started it too. I can get them back in, sorry. And I've started mine on a piece of 28 count even weave. It's one of the fabric flare, like the printed ones, and I think I got it from Sew All Australia. It's called Silver Ash. 28 count, it's going to be quite large, but anyway, that is my start. I've done, oh hang on, I think that's up. I don't actually know. I'm not sure. Where's the pattern gone? Yeah, that's up. So little start on Fluffy Cats. Look forward to getting back to that one. And another start, actually didn't start this till I got home, but another little story, more mermaids. So let me just get myself sorted here. Autumn Lane Stitchery had been talking about releasing a mermaid box, mermaid themed box for ages. And I haven't stitched any Autumn Lane stuff before, I don't think. And I was really interested. I thought, oh, this would be a good way to try them out. Love a kit, love a mermaid. Then the time that it was going to be released for sale was going to be like in the middle of the night here on a school night, and they were expected to sell very quickly. So I just kind of decided that I wouldn't get one because I thought it was a bit silly to get up in the middle of the night just to buy a cross stitch box. So I just kind of decided, oh well. Then we had the night it was due to be released, we had a humongous storm, and I lost power, and I ended up just going to bed because it was dark and couldn't see anything. But I forgot to turn the light switches off. So silly. And I woke up to a big boom of thunder. That's what woke me up. And then all the lights came on just not long after that, and I was really confused. And then I remembered, oh, I wonder what time that box is being released. And I was like bang on the right time to get in there and order one. So I thought, well, while I'm up, I may as well. Then there were delays in shipping. I think they were waiting on some supplies for the box, and they announced shipping, and I realized I would be away when it was shipped to me. So I was just a bit concerned it might get returned to sender or something if I wasn't here and kind of missed it. So I contacted Cassandra at Autumn Lane, and she was great. She, I guess I can spill the beans, Joe. Joe got one too. Sorry, Joe. She just popped our 2 boxes together in one parcel and sent them to Joe's place. So changed the mailing address from Australia to England and was really great about it. So that arrived when I was there, and it was really fun to do that unboxing together. Yeah, so that was fun. And it came with 3 patterns, and the main one came with fabric and threads and beads to stitch it. And we have made a small start on this one. It's called the Mermaid Marina. And no, it's not a marina of multiple mermaids. She is the Mermaid Marina, that's her name. But she's really beautiful. Love those colours. And yeah, we just didn't get time to start her while I was there, but we have started her now. The fabric is, ooh, hang on, what is it? Oh, I can't see in here. I think it's, I can't see. I think it's 20, yeah, it's got to be 28 count. Let me just have a look. 28 count linen, and it's like opalescent. It's Picture This Plus, and it's called Crystal Splash. I've still got it in Q-Snap because I've been working on it. So first of all, the fabric is beautiful and shiny. Oh yeah. And I've just made a small star on her. Really lovely colours. So she's got a heap of DMC, petite treasure braids, and some beads somewhere as well. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I've now got a lot of mermaids on the go, with more to come. But anyway, worry about that later. Okay, what's next? I mentioned that Joe and I went to London, so we had a really fun, it was just for a day. Definitely need to go back and spend more time in London. I loved it. We got the train in on New Year's Eve, but like during the day, and we just had a massive day wandering around looking at all the main sites. So much fun. It was amazing to be there. They were setting up for the fireworks that evening. We ended up, if I sit just here, I'll pop a few pickies in. I don't have too many, but just why not? We decided to come home, I can't remember when, was it like about 5 or 6 o'clock, I think? Maybe 6. We had no intention of staying for the fireworks, and actually we saw on social media later how crazy it was, people trying to get out of London afterwards, and I'm so glad that we were not there, because we could barely walk as it was. We'd done a huge amount of steps, like massive, and we were having trouble that evening and the next couple of days. If we'd been there for the fireworks and had to wait hours and hours of just standing in a crowd and not even moving, I would have been very sad. So I'm very happy with our choice to come home. I just managed to stay awake. I was pretty tired. I probably could have gone to bed about 9:30, I reckon, but did stay up for the countdown. Lots of fun. And as a result, we wanted to find a project that I guess is a nice memory of that fun day together. And so we found this. Of course, it's a large project, of course, but it's really nice. It's called London by Luca-S. We both ordered one of these. So this hasn't been started yet, but it will be shortly. It comes with 18 count Ada and anchor threads. I've put them in a project bag already. So these are the threads. There you go. And yeah, I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Looks like there's, looks like it comes with a couple of needles and a needle thread or two. So yeah, can't wait to start that. I think that's pretty much it for the trip. I finished up with a brilliant night out. I went and saw Joe's band play, and it was absolutely fantastic. She is very talented. What a great way to finish off an amazing holiday. I was really sad to leave. I did not want to come home, I'll be completely honest. I could have stayed a lot longer. I just felt really at home there, and I look forward to returning at some point. So got back home, craziness, like it's been a very busy month for me. I finished up in my job, actually. I had a couple of weeks after I got back in my job, and I've actually started a new one. And I've also joined a master's swimming club as well, so I've been doing swimming training as well. So very busy time, but I've still been stitching, so I've still got a few more things to share. How are we going for time? Yeah, okay. It's been long enough. One of the things I wanted to do when I was away was to fix up my Mermaid of Salem Bay by the Primitive Hare. I mentioned on my whip parade that I wasn't happy with her face, so I'd already amended the pattern from the chart because I didn't love the way it was charted, but that made it even worse. So Joe this was one that we had started together, I think, and she'd finished it, so she graciously let me have a look at her finish. I ripped out all of my my efforts, and I replicated, or I think she'd follow the chart, so I just went with that in the end, and also used hers as a bit of a guide for bead placement as well, and very happy to report that this is finished. Again, I don't really have anything to hold behind it, but hopefully, and it's clearly not ironed, but I'll come in. That is her face. It's still a bit odd, but it's better than it was. And then there's these beautiful sparkly beads around her tail. Yeah, they're looking nice. It's on the called for linen. It's 30 count linen called Pirates. And yeah, I'm so pleased to have her done. Right, next one is a new start. I have to say, Emma and Joe, terrible enablers. I did so well last year not starting things, and now I've started. How many starts have I showed you already? And I've got another one here and more to come. Anyway, apparently I needed to start a full coverage because they were, and it didn't matter that I had started multiple full coverage pieces last year. I had to start a new one. I was having a think, and I don't have any like black and white or grayscale or like sepia, basically full coverage with not many colours. And I was quite keen to have something, you know, in the repertoire with just a few colours. And I had a good look around and I settled on this one. It's called Plain Filling by Escher. And I bought a Heaven and Earth Designs chart of this. It's got 19 colours. So from white through to black, just, yeah, and all the greys in between. The more you look at this piece, the cooler it is, the more you find there's no dead space, like there's no real background to it. Every bit of the design is some sort of creature, and I love quirky creatures, and it's just full of them. So I had never seen this before. I stumbled across it and I just kept coming back to it and ended up settling on this one. I am doing this one in tent stitch, so it's on 25 count Lugana, but it's silver lurex, I think it's called. So I'll show you in a sec, but it's kind of got that silver tape through it. So it's a white Lugana, but a little bit of sparkle, which I thought would be nice just around the edges because it's not straight edges. And I have struggled with tent stitch in the past, mainly because the changing, like stopping and ending threads can get really bulky on the back. And that can impact the look on the front because it can be a bit bumpy. But because this has only got 19 colours, there's no confetti, and I'm not having that problem. So far I'm really happy with that choice. This is my start. So hopefully you can see the silver flecks through it. And yeah, I've started in the top left corner. It looks like a flea actually, I just noticed. It looks like a flea at the moment. I don't think it's supposed to be a flea. But I think I'll just stitch like one creature at a time. And that's my start. 2 more whips to share. Right. Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. I started this when it came out as a stitch along in 2023. I got behind straight away. I messed up the frame and I had a huge amount to frog, went in the naughty corner, barely came out. I'd stitched bits and pieces of it. But yeah, I was quite keen to get back to this one. And then Joe and Emma announced that they were doing the Back to the Greenhouse Sal is the hashtag, and they hadn't started it, so they're working through it this year. So January is the frame, and then February is the first planting through to, I think there's 11 plantings, so that will take us to the end of the year. So I hopefully have a photo of where it was before, but I have finished the frame. Yay, finally. And I'd already finished the stuff at the top there. I came back and did that last year. I had done most of the first bit, which is sort of this greenery in the middle and just to the side there and the little owl. But yeah, I had 234 stitches to finish the first planting. So it's February the 2nd and I'm already done with my bit. So don't know what's wrong with the rest of you. Hurry up. I won't be able to do that for the rest of it, except when we get to, I think this is the very last bit. It's on 32 count linen from number 12 Stitch Co in French pear. A bit greener than what you can see. So I'm really happy to have the frame done and to have a plan of attack for that one. My last whip to show you is Firefly. So Firefly is by J Parks, artwork by J Parks. It's a Gecko Rouge kit, my largest project. I'll have a photo in and where it was at the whip parade. It's in the Q Snap. I'm not going to show you it all today because it's really hard to get in there. But I did take this to England just to sort of show and tell. I didn't work on it, but I've come home and spent a bit of time. Still haven't worked out my plan of attack for this piece this year, so while I'm figuring that out, I'm just carrying on with background. And this is, so I'm not really sure what I've done this year, I can't remember, but I'm just working along here. And the spaceship is here. So I think I'll probably just carry on. I'll fill all of this part in and then I'll start working on the spaceship. So possibly next time I might take it out and show you, but it will just depend how much I get done. Oh, so that's all the stitching from when I last filmed. Really quickly touch on the Great Australian Cross Stitch Shindig, which was held last weekend, the Australia Day long weekend. It was kind of like a showcase of Australian stitching, shops and designers and some floss tubers. There were some classes and like Stitchy rooms. And I didn't get to participate in much, I just had quite a bit going on, but I did do like a meet and greet session. So that was really fun. It was nice to chat with you if you're there. Thank you for coming along. And I would just like to thank a few people who were willing to put their cameras on and have a bit of a two-way chat. I very much appreciated that because I'm used to just filming in front of the camera myself. It was nice to have some feedback, I guess, live feedback. So Lisa and Jenny from Shady Tree Stitches, thanks ladies. Nitty Nat Stitches, Nat, thank you so much. You had some great questions lined up there. And Ro from Ro's Crafty Corner. So thank you very much, ladies. It was really nice to, to talk to you, to meet you. And I'll put links to their Flosstube channels below, so please go and check them out. Now I have a short amount of plans. Basically, I don't have any real plans. I haven't firmed up my plans for this year yet. Normally I do that in the whip parade, but I didn't get to do that this time. I need to decide on my approach to Firefly, but I've kind of got a plan in the meantime, stitch the background. I am going to fully finish my Book of Shadows. That should be done by the next time I film. I'm going to start the London kit. I have another project due to be started. I'm just waiting on fabric. And then Joe and Emma have talked me into, no, I chose to join them. They're doing another stitch along and I can't remember the hashtag, sorry ladies. But it's the Needleworker series from Little House Needleworks. They've already done 2, I think. And Emma spotted this in, I think it was the Nimble Thimbles, so I got to the chart. Home of a Needleworker. I'm going to start that with them in February. I'm probably going to take out the alphabet and I'm not sure, I might move some things around. But that's going to be a start. I'm probably going to do it on this, I've got a piece of Tyco, so it's 40 count linen from Picture This Plus called Tyco. Probably do it on that. And then between the 3 of us, we bought all 4 patterns in this Coffee Definitions series from OriTM. I got this one, Eternity. And then the other 3 are down here. And so I think we need to start this at some point, and we're going to share, like, between the 3 of us, we'll share the patterns and we'll get through all of them. We'll have a nice little coffee series. So I'm not sure when that's going to be. We'll see. There's a lot of stitching going on at the moment. So I think that's all for my plans as well. I intend to come back at the end of February. So I guess until then, happy stitching and see you next time. Bye.